Oh, wow. Now, that was a pretty good Raw. We're talking about a bunch of stuff there, right? Look who's here. It's Douglas. He's back for a Monday. New tag team champs, folks. And we're going to talk about that because that was actually a really good one. I want to talk about a few things out there. But anyway, I'm Andrew. That over there in that hat is Douglas. I'm bald now, right? This is DA Wrestling. Let's get going. All right, on today's show, Cody talks about selling a soul with Seth, and then he drops some truth bombs on Seth. Lau Valkyria defeats Dakota Kai in an IC title rematch, but that's not what I really like about it. I like the Ivy Nile part because something that I said happened about last week occurred. Finally, Paul and Punk have a nice joust. At least setting up Paul versus Punk.
No.
Styles versus Breaker, more than likely. Or is it AJ versus Paul?
I think Logan Paul is just jousting with people that are in and around the Elimination Chamber. Styles isn't in it, is he?
No. More likely. But first, we're going to start off today with the brand new tag team champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, defeating Belair and Naomi to a fantastic match, by the way.
That was a really fun match.
That's going to last like 10 minutes.
That was a really fun match. A lot of really good near falls, false finishes. I mean, we had a breakup after a double KOD. We had a breakup after a regular KOD.
Yeah.
We had a breakup after the Oblivion, which is still one of the most protected moves in the business.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what sealed the deal? A good old face to the ring post.
Absolutely. Although, if there was a time where you're going to bring Jade Cargill back and reveal the whole stuff,
tonight would have been
that would have been a great time to do it.
But you know when they're going to do it? Next week.
At the Rumble. No, sorry, at Elimination Chamber in Toronto.
No, because Bianca and Naomi are not in the chamber, are they?
Bianca's in the chamber and so is Naomi.
Oh, okay. So all three of them are in the chamber.
Cargill's not in the chamber.
Well, so there's also this like kind of overarching thing. I know we'll talk about the men's one, but
yeah.
I've seen this idea floated around a few times about Roman costing Seth the chamber. I don't know if you want to play that same angle on both, right? So I'm saying next week, now that you have, or you can even do it on SmackDown this week.
But they could do on SmackDown this week too, yeah.
Like, so since you have the titles off of Naomi and Bianca now.
Yep, absolutely.
Now you can have Jade come back and fucking destroy Naomi because she's the one that did it.
No, I think it was Belair.
Okay, well, she'll fucking
Belair made a comment on SmackDown that she hasn't even heard from Jade Cargill at all, and Jade Cargill hasn't returned any of her text messages.
I heard.
So I think it's Belair. I've been saying from the get-go it's been Belair. I think it's Belair.
This was always the plan, though.
Absolutely it was. As it should be.
This has been the plan since last year at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Since they had that square off.
Yeah. And I thought it was too quick to do it last year. They didn't do it last year.
Nope.
Which is great. Fantastic.
Yep, they let them team up for a little bit.
They let it build for a year, and we thought the turn was coming in the summer.
Yeah, very true.
But no, they held throughout the fall, and then Jade went off for a bit.
Yes. They never really declared what the injury was, but it was something.
I guess apparently she was just taking time off.
It could have been just that too, because I've seen pictures of her posted, just random pictures of things doing modeling stuff that she does on the side. So,
to be fair, right? Like, I mean, I've said this before. I don't give a fuck about contract statuses. I don't care about why someone's not on TV. As long as everyone's healthy, everyone's good, I'm cool.
Gives people time to miss them too. But I want to talk about Liv Morgan really quickly here. You know, watching Liv Morgan over the past couple years now, actually number of years now, I've watched Liv Morgan since I saw her in NXT when she had the
Okay.
whole blue and pink tongue crap.
Mhm.
I just want to say, for all the people out there who are Liv Morgan fans, I mean, she's damn cute. That's one thing. But she has become a very, very good wrestler from what she started out as in NXT. Her
Well, I mean
selling in
that's called progression.
Yes, but her selling in general, I mean, her selling has got to be some of the best selling in wrestling right now. As far as women's division goes,
She is really good at what she does.
she really is. Like her facial expressions alone are fantastic.
When it comes to in-ring work,
Yeah,
I would put Liv in the top 3
yeah. Right now,
behind Bianca and Io.
top three.
Rhea as a star with the
Rhea's,
charisma. Rhea's the whole package.
yeah, Rhea's right now. Rhea's the biggest star in that entire division. I mean, I understand where Charlotte
Rhea's
is, but
listen.
Rhea's the bigger star.
Okay, here's what I'm saying now. Rhea's the total package,
Yep,
but if you want to just single out the in-ring work,
yep.
it's Bianca, it's Io Sky, it's Liv Morgan.
Fair.
Those are your top 3 female workers in the company right now, and you could probably throw Roxanne Perez somewhere in there too.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about her in our Elimination Chamber preview, which is coming up very, very soon. Probably dropping Thursday night,
Friday
possibly
morning.
Friday
Friday
morning.
morning.
Well, probably Thursday
I'll
night on
drop it.
YouTube, Friday morning on Podbean.
Yeah, I'll drop the audio Friday morning.
That's fair. Uh, Moving on though. SmackDown, we saw a really weird segment, which kind of carried over onto Raw.
Real quick though, what do you think of The Rock's new entrance theme? You notice he changed the beginning of it?
Yeah, you know what? I just rather just stick to the whole. If you smell the rockets cooking, it just stays better that way. Just
Yeah,
saying.
there was some like hip hop song, and then it went into his final boss theme.
Yeah, I like to think that was just for New Orleans, but we'll find out more later.
It probably could have been just like a WrestleMania New Orleans, which by
Yeah,
the way, surprise, New Orleans gets their fucking what 4th WrestleMania in.
you know WWE, Canada here. I understand things, but hey, WrestleMania here. It's been X18 was the last one.
This will be the third one since 2014 in New
Yeah,
Orleans.
but
Mind you, Florida has had 4.
that's fair. I think I like doing some more places. Anyway, we had a very long, extensive promo by The Rock telling Cody Rhodes where he wants his soul.
So as weird as this segment was and how terrible The Rock was at getting to the point, maybe too much of that Terramana.
Maybe?
Essentially what they're trying to do here is the corporate champion part 2.
You know what this brought my mind to attention? I was watching it tonight while Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes were doing this thing. And Cody brought up a lot of things tonight too. Like he basically, he had a come to Jesus moment with Seth Rollins, talking about how, oh well, you stabbed the Shield in the back, you're the one who hit the chair, you did all this other greasy stuff.
Now mind you, he did that because Seth tried to start being all high mighty about his sacrifice last year.
Oh, of course he was. But as I was watching this, and Michael Cole so eloquently put selling his soul the way he said it, I couldn't help but think back. WrestleMania 17.
Oh, the Austin McMahon thing?
The Austin McMahon. How Jim Ross so only could he put it?
Sold his
Austin
soul for
sold
the
his
WWF
soul for
title.
the title.
Yeah.
Now, I
So I
don't know
think
if they're
it's
going to go this way,
no,
but
actually, if it goes any way, other than Cody just flat out saying no and then receiving a beatdown,
yeah,
um, this is going to be like The Rock at the 1998 Survivor Series. So, a little bit of a history lesson. The Rock was
history time.
he was becoming, if not very close to, the biggest star babyface in the company come the end of 1998.
Yeah,
And in the swerve of swerves, just because it was Survivor Series and they had just done Montreal the year before,
yep,
they decided to screw Mankind out of the title, and
yep,
that's where the Rock turned and became the corporate Rock,
yep.
or the corporate champion instead of the people's champion.
The
And you
corporate
notice
eyebrow.
you even notice in the parallels of this,
Mm-hmm.
Cody started calling himself the modern day people's champion.
Yep.
Um, and I also noticed The Rock isn't carrying around that people's championship anymore either.
No.
So I really think that, um, yeah, first of all, the rest of SmackDown, that was one of the worst episodes of SmackDown I've ever watched. And trust me, I watched 2010 SmackDown,
Fair enough.
okay? But this segment, as confusing as it was, I knew exactly where they were going with it.
Yeah.
I like this idea if it's executed properly. Now, if the plan is still for John Cena to win the Elimination Chamber,
Yeah.
okay?
If that's the plan.
If that is still the plan, you can also do this with Seth Rollins. You can also do this with CM Punk because you don't want a babyface versus babyface main event for WrestleMania. That's when you have Cody be like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to do what's best for my family. And I'm going to hitch my wagon to you. And I will be that corporate champion.
Just for everybody knows, it should pop up right about this point here. We did a predictions video before the year started of Cody possibly turning heel. Check out the video right there. Also, guys, too, if you're liking the content here, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. In fact, an icon should pop up right about here. Right?
That's a deep cut. I forgot about
So,
that episode.
thanks for all subscribing. Guys, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it all. But yeah, it's a good possibility that this does happen. Right?
hmm
It makes sense,
Especially the way I just
especially if against John or Cena or Punk.
especially the way I just explained it.
It makes sense.
Right. Now it makes more sense, right?
It always made sense for Cody to turn heel, especially going against John or Punk.
No, ignore the Cody turning heel part. Just the fact that now that I've laid this out, right? Now you can see where this whole Rock promo, as confusing as it was, now it makes sense,
Yeah.
right?
Although there is possibility of the fact that this might could turn into Cody versus The Rock.
No,
I'm just saying,
The Rock already tried to hijack WrestleMania last year.
yeah, that's true. Maybe or maybe Rock versus Cena. Who
I
knows?
think I think you want to know what I think The Rock's involvement is? He'll be in the corner of either Cody or whoever's facing Cody.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think he
Uh,
will be in Cody's corner.
Cody's corner. Like almost like
Yeah.
sounds like Coach's corner here in Canada.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
Damn right. Anyway, moving on. So I want to talk about the liar back really quickly. Liar back here versus Dakota Kai match. Good
Another
match.
good match. Yeah.
Dakota Kai lost again to Liar Valkyria, which
They embraced a little bit after.
they did. I'm actually surprised there wasn't a heel turn there for a second. like kind of expecting a little bit. But that was the part I was having. If you watched last week's video, right, episode, we talked about Raw there. I talked about how Ivy Nile needs to be more like more of that pit bull kind of thing, as she did back in NXT. Well,
All
lo and
you have to do
behold,
is wait a week.
lo and behold, Ivy Nile comes out, attacks Dakota Kai, takes her out, then comes to the ring and beats the crap out of Lyra back here, who stands tall with the IC title. Now I'm telling you, this is the Ivy Nile that I want to see. Not the nice, happy-go-lucky little one that was last week. You know, that to me doesn't ring her character, especially how she's presented.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to both Lyra and Dakota because, by the way, Lyra on that stalling superplex,
Yep.
I thought she legit hurt herself by landing on the back of her head.
Yeah.
And the way she sold it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You hooked me. As far as Ivy Nile, I think Ivy Nile will eventually overwhelm Lyra. I don't think it's going to be in the first attempt. I think you'll
Number
see
two.
it. I think you'll see it closer to WrestleMania, attempt number 2,
I
and
can
I
see
think that's
I can see that match being at WrestleMania.
maybe like second match. But
Maybe.
yeah,
I can see them being at WrestleMania.
or a
Um,
buffer match.
yeah, or maybe even do the match ahead of time because you're gonna have a nice gap between WrestleMania and the Elimination Chamber, right? You could do Ivy Nile versus Lyra.
Yeah, we got
Nile,
6 weeks.
yeah, Nile lose to and then possibly do because Dakota's gonna want to get herself in there ending anyway too. They might even have Dakota versus Lyra versus Nile, or Nile
Yeah,
versus
you can
yeah,
swap the 3 out. And
yeah,
next week we have Io versus Rhea.
yep,
Um, but actually another kind of like impromptu like a before WrestleMania thing that we can get out of the way
mm-hmm.
is all because of something I didn't expect.
What's that?
Moving on to the Gunther segment of the night.
Okay,
He essentially wanted to wrestle tonight,
yep,
so he told Adam Pearce, I want a match with Akira Tozawa.
yeah,
And when I tell you this was one of the more entertaining squash matches I've seen in a while,
yeah.
fantastic. Okay. Obviously, Gunther picks up the win, but
Gunther's
then he starts.
playing. Go ahead.
Then he starts pie facing Otis, who's going to check on Tozawa.
Yep.
Please give me Otis and Gunther just for fun. 3 weeks out from WrestleMania.
Just want to say, Gunther's playing the nice 1980s heel.
He's playing a fucking bully.
The 1980s heel.
Yeah, he's a bully.
It's fine.
He's never had any disadvantages in his life. He's always been good at what he does.
Bullies always get their comeuppance. And,
Bullies always get their comeuppance.
and that's your quote of the day, folks. Uh, moving on. Segment today opened
Penta?
up. Raw opened up with Punk coming out, talking about
Okay.
Elimination Chamber, being interrupted by Logan Paul.
Yep.
Right now, obviously, Logan Paul and Punk are going to meet at the Elimination Chamber this weekend, coming up in Toronto.
Yep.
Who do you think you think Punk's going to eliminate Paul, or you think Paul's going to eliminate Punk?
I think Punk's going to eliminate Paul. I think Logan Paul is going to be the first one out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too much star power in that match for it not to be Logan Paul that goes out first.
I think it's either going to be. I think it's going to be either Drew or Logan Paul goes out first.
Well, here's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like you have Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Which of these 6 don't belong?
Yeah, it's probably Logan Paul.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think Drew or Priest have a really good shot at winning either.
No,
I
I think
think it's really down to those three
I
really
think it's
big names.
yeah. I hate to say it. We'll get more about that in the Elimination Chamber match, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be it's a 3 horse race. It's going to be Punk.
Hmm.
It's Punk, Rollins, or Cena. In fact, you can
Hmm.
even put it down to a two horse race. It'd be either Punk or Cena. I just don't see
It's very
Rollins
likely.
doing it. Very likely, right?
It's very
But
likely.
Punk made a few jabs at
But I mean, but hey,
Logan
they
Paul.
sold me on it tonight with the Cody promo.
Yeah,
I'd be
like
okay with it.
I'd be okay with it too. I mean, but Logan Paul took a lot, crapped on Punk on fair amount and slapped the piss out of him too. There's Punk that used the whole devil term. He
Actually,
hated
to be
himself.
honest, I don't think it's Seth only because I think Roman's going to cost him, and I think that it's going to be Seth and Roman at WrestleMania.
As it should be. You don't need Punk in there.
Yeah.
Other parts of the night. AJ Styles versus Braun Breaker. I think it's going to be a thing soon. We saw Breaker tonight in a match against Dominic Mysterio.
Good match.
Really good match there. Um,
Hey, I
now,
can't believe I'm about to say this. Dom is kind of growing on me.
did you notice though too that people were cheering more for Breaker than they were Judgment Day?
Well, yeah, because it's the fucking Judgment Day.
No, but the funny part is people were when Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez won the tag team titles, they were being cheered more than Bianca Belair and all that.
Because everyone knows Bianca took out Jade.
Absolutely. The theory
Um,
stays.
but look, I mean, what Dom has done in the last year to elevate his game, bravo.
Yeah, Dom is really coming to his own. I feel he is no longer like when you think of Dominic Mysterio.
I actually think that we legit have a chance to see Dom and Finn at WrestleMania
Dom and Finn would be a good match. Because Finn was down there
for
today.
control of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of stuff down there in the match today with Dom in the match. Dude,
Hmm.
kind of almost like costing Dom in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that didn't happen. But Breaker versus Styles is the rumored match right now for WrestleMania.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that match. I think Styles
Me,
versus Breaker would be a
me,
great match,
me too.
right? Now, I know it's really early in here, but would you be opposed to AJ Styles winning the IC title over
No,
Breaker?
no, I would not be opposed to it whatsoever because cherish AJ Styles while we got him.
Yeah, because who knows how long he's going to be.
Who knows before he blows his fucking knee out again?
Who knows if it's how long you're going to see AJ Styles here in WWE.
So, anyways, the last thing I want to touch on about Raw, that killer triple threat match that followed that Logan Paul and CM Punk segment.
The
Pen-
Penta.
Penta, Pete Dunne, and Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah.
This was a dynamite opener and very clever finish where Kaiser gets a big win.
Yep.
You don't pin Penta.
Nope.
Pete Dunne was there as the fall guy, which that just seems to be his role.
It was disappointing.
I know. Listen, Pete Dunne has the potential to. The thing is, he's not very charismatic. He can go. He can go better. Like he can go with the best of them. But listening to him talk is like watching paint dry, dude.
Pete Dunne was better at NXT than he is on the main roster.
You could say that about a lot of people.
Yeah, some
But
people are just better at NXT.
anyways, shout out to those three. And by the way, go listen to Ludwig Kaiser on Chris Van Vliet last week. Really good stuff.
Yeah, it was actually a very interesting episode. I was listening to I used to do it as before I fall asleep.
Um, one more thing. I just want to get your take on what's going on in NXT right now. We have the Hardys coming in. We have Moose coming in. I mean, I know we kind of briefly touched on this last week when we were chatting.
So
But
rumor has it right now that
I don't care. I
WWE,
don't care what rumor has. I want your opinion.
I think it's fantastic. NXT Roadblock is coming up just before Mania weekend, Stand and Deliver. They're apparently having now Obafemi versus Moose, title for title.
X Division title for the NXT title.
Yes.
Nice.
So you it's a good possibility.
And that's the thing. We get Moose in action this week. We get the Hardys returning to WWE.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because Cincinnati should be huge.
I think we see Jeff take one more run after their TNA deal's up because I don't know. Matt said somewhere online this week that, Jeff wants to make things right in WWE.
Yes, he wants to make things right in WWE. He said that. I've heard him. I read that this week too.
Yeah. And you know what? Hey, if Jeff has it in him, sure. Give me one more Jeff Hardy run.
Yeah.
Have him go on that miracle quest to the world title.
Yeah.
And then call it a career.
Yeah.
Actually, go win the world title only to drop it to CM Punk again and then retire.
That'd be good. Yeah. That'd be good. All right. On that note, folks, that is our show for the day. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe down below there. Follow us there on Podbean. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. We're also there on Spotify. Downloads, follows, shares, all is important. Socials are AMP 1982, DA Wrestling or DA Sports Pod, whichever one you find on X. Got D Lions 1991 there, folks. Right? He needs it. DA Sports on TikTok. There's a Canadian symbol right beside too. It's Canada. Because we're Canadian, folks. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. See you probably for NXT tomorrow. Maybe. And I'll talk to you later. Watch out for the predictions video for Elimination Chambers. Come dropping this week. Talk to you then. Any last words?
Get you down the road.
Get you down the road. Bye-bye.